this amazing technology, but the greatest way to travel is here. And she points to the third eye. And I totally understood what she was saying at this time in my life. Like when I was a little girl, I was fascinated with this book. And if you get a chance to watch the movie, I encourage you to watch it. It's called A Wrinkle in Time. And it shows a lot in this movie of what's going on our planet right now, where it kind of shows the darkness on the planet. And then it shows these kids, and they're just these young kids. Like, how could they possibly make a difference? And it shows what they have to go through in their awareness and how it all comes to love. Like, love is what is going to save us. Every one of us. I have a t-shirt and it says, love is the answer. And I was wearing it the other day and I was just like, that is so true. And so I put that on Facebook, like, whatever your question is, love is the answer. And it's true. If you tune into your heart, like your question of, am I going in the right direction or should I change directions? If you tune in and you listen to your heart's knowing and you really honor the message of the heart of where it's wanting to go, you already know the direction. If you ignore and doubt the heart and you go back into the ego and you start to intellectualize your questions and okay, let me weigh everything and let me make this logical decision, we will ignore the intuitive nudgings of the heart, which is our truth, because we'll discount it with the ego chatter saying, oh, but we should do this, and what about that? But the heart just knows what it knows. So it's really important to tune into the heart. And if you get a chance to watch this movie, I think it might kind of open up some answers for you in that movie, Kathy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to read, I drew you a couple cards here. The angel that's coming through to help you is Archangel Gabriel. And here's what that card looks like. Let me see. Am I close enough? There we go. Archangel Gabriel, and it's called awakening. So that's the key word, is awakening. So I feel there's something going on in you where you're having an awakening to see in a new way. It's time to review your plans according to this card and look at things from a new perspective. Ask yourself, is it possible that a different approach would work better? Although it may feel like events have come to a standstill, this is temporary. So make use of this extra time that you've been given to rethink your strategies or relink your heart. How about that? Relink to your heart and listen. You may need to step outside of the norm and mainstream right now. Kathy, I already know that this, you know inside. You've got to trust that place inside, that not feel weird about what you know and who you are. And you need to start really honoring it. Start really going in that direction outside the box, because you're here to help them figure out things that they're never going to figure out inside the boxes they've created. Does that kind of answer part of your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It's also a good moment to be generous with your time, attention, and gifts. This tithing is returned by the universe manyfold. So this is like, there's times where I get paid for my healing work, and there's times just from the heart. Like this boy I helped yesterday, his mother was a client, and I was just like, you know what? Your son is a sensitive soul. I was tuning into him in her clearing, and I was like, he would benefit so much from just talking to me and connecting with me to help him see what is possible and to not feel like he's weird and there's something wrong with him. And so I offered a session for free from the heart for him. And there's times where we're going to just feel that heartfelt, I need to help this one. I need to help this family. And there may not be a guarantee of money or any kind of like reward, but go in that direction and trust it, because there's a reason, and we need to do it from the heart. Like many of us will give to others out of guilt and obligation, and it doesn't really benefit the giver or the receiver the same as giving from the heart. So if you have a true heartfelt desire to give or to help, always honor that. It will totally help you and others in amazing ways. Additional meanings of this card are epiphanies, selflessness, unexpected life changes, the need for patience, the power that lies in being oneself, being true to oneself, and unusual solutions. Archangel Gabriel is the angel who helps people become divine messengers of love. So kind of really listen to that, Kathy. My Archangel Gabriel is coming through you to help you be a messenger of love. So whenever you're I can't talk. Whenever you're knowing truth about something and your heart's nudging you to speak on it, trust that and thank Gabriel. If you want to call Gabriel in to help you be a messenger from love and to speak from truth, speak from your heart without fear, without worrying about what's going to change, who will like you, who won't. Speak with love. And if you're surrounding yourself with beings who will judge you and not like you because you've spoken that truth, reevaluate who you're spending your time with and be okay with some of those people falling out of your movie. Because if that's the case, them leaving your movie and you making space for ones who will love and support you is a good idea. It's going to be so much better for you overall. When you speak, think, and act from a place of love, others are irresistibly drawn to you. How's that one feel?
That sounds good. I mean, that's kind of, it really relates to where I am in my life right now.
Yeah. Isn't that so convenient? Okay, the next one is 10 of Fire, and it's got a dragon, which is interesting because the Divine Guidance card that I drew for you is the Dragon Guide. So you definitely got a dragon spirit coming to help you, which is about boundaries. This one says you're working too hard. Excuse me. You have put in too many hours. There's a need to balance the professional and personal sides of your life. You're trying to do too much. A good first step is to be willing to accept assistance from others. So this is where you'll have to be better at delegating, which is maybe not your comfort zone where you'd be like, oh, I'll just do it because then I know it'll get done right. I'll just do it myself. But get in a place where you really see how if you help others learn to do things in a better aligned way, you actually serve them bigger overall, big picture. So being better at delegating and getting others involved in helping and not feel like you have to carry all that load on yourself. There's hope for a successful resolution to your situation or project. However, it's best if you cut unnecessary and burdensome activities from your schedule. So this is where you need to start being really true to your heart of what you as Kathy need. This is all about self-love. So if somebody's needing you for this, this, and this, and that's exhausting to you, you just say, I'm not available for that. I can help with this. And that day I had got stuff already planned. And you really, even if your plan is to go home and take a salt bath and relax and to lay back and meditate, you honor that because you know that being time is so powerful in your doing time. So really honoring the balance. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Although I feel like I need to do more instead of less.
But is it coming from a do more, like hamster wheel do more? Or could it be maybe you're being guided to look at this in a different way to where you let go and you step back and you meditate and you visualize and you call forth the assistance in a being space. And then when it's time to take divine aligned action, you take it. But it feels in a balanced way instead of feel like you're just got to go and do a lot of work and make something happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you mean. And that's true because I haven't been really taking the time to meditate lately at all.
Yes. And have you noticed when you've let that go that you seem to have less time and more to do?
Yeah.
It works like that.
Yeah.
That's the illusion. We get caught back in that third dimensional reality of there's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not enough help, and there's so much to do. And that's pretty much that consciousness of third dimensional consciousness is going to keep you there. So in order to break through that, it's seeing in a new way, which is Gabriel's messages, is to see in a new way. And by going into meditation and being and asking for this guidance, like, Gabriel, how could I assist in this vision in the highest way? What is the highest aligned path for me with, in regards to the situation that can bring the greatest result and success? Guide me. By taking the time to be in that space and listen, Then when you go to take inspired action, it's going to be so much more powerful and so much easier. Like, it'll actually even be fun a lot of times. Like, a lot of times when we're in that kind of creation, like, I'll go and meditate, and then I'll just call for clients, and I'll visualize the abundance, I'll visualize the healings, people shifting, beautiful miracles all around me. And then next thing I know, I'm just being invited to some fun event. And then, oh, and this person, by the way, Tanya, I'd like to set up a clearing. Awesome. Okay. And you just are putting out that vibration of what you want, and you're letting the universe bring it in. You're not really dictating every detail of it. You're just calling it forth. And the more you stay in that meditative place where you release resistance, you're releasing tension and fear, the higher vibration you're in, miracles just come to you. It's like you can't help but attract magic to you because you're in such a high vibration. So this is where every human listening needs to really get this, because if you want to become powerful manifestors of magic and beauty and abundance and good and joy, it's the same exact recipe as you are using to attract crap and lack and low vibration and fear and sickness and pain. It's just you're focusing on one thing or the other. You're thinking about, you're speaking about, you're taking action. So meditation, when we start to slow down and be very conscious of our, what I call our conscious meditation time, where we're consciously creating, when we're in that space of beingness and we're visualizing what we love, what we want, what we desire, what we appreciate, what we have gratitude for, we just see it, we feel it into being, and then we let it go. And then it's time to take action. We just feel inspiration to go make that poster or make those business cards. And you want to do it right away, because if you second guess, third guess yourself, you start to doubt your inspiration. You start to doubt your intuition. The more you listen right away and you go for it from that inspiration, and then you just trust that it's working out, that you are on the path of success, you will be. You'll create miracles. But you have to keep that vibrational momentum of I am creating, I'm co-creating miracles. And even if they haven't shown up yet, you don't give up. You don't start thinking lackful thoughts. Oh God, they never show up. I knew I shouldn't have done it that way. I knew I was a failure. Because when you start to go in that vibrational rising of energy and then you doubt yourself, you bring that energy back down and you just have to do all that work again. So does that kind of help you, Kathy?
Yes, it definitely does.
Yay! I'm so glad. Okay, so this card is the last one. It's the Divine Guidance card, and it's the Dragon Guide. And this one says, Dragon is here to help you take a stand in your life. Others may have strong opinions about what you should or should not be doing and how you should be doing it. It could also be that others are interfering when they should not be. Dragon has come to help you stand firm for what you believe is right, even if that means breathing a little fire to get your point across. Don't worry, it'll all be okay. Dragon is here to help you claim your power and your right to live your life as you see best. So do you see the similar messages in the two cards that we pulled?
Yep, and I've gone from a tiger to a dragon.
Yes. Yes, and so with Dragon, like I've drawn that card before, right at times where I had to really stand my ground, where others were, not being loving, not being respectful, and they were just really pushy, controlling people. And in the past, I didn't like confrontation, so I would just let them get away with it, and I'd just be like, you know what, I don't even want anything from them. Let them do whatever they want. And I've drawn that card a few times when those situations were coming, and I was told to stand my ground, and I did, and I called in Ariel to speak through me, and I would just stand up to them like, you're not treating me this way. Like, I am going to stand here, and I am not tucking my tail and walking away. And it surprised them. These are people that weren't used to Tanya acting like that. And it ended up working out in my favor. So I encourage you to really honor whatever it is that you're feeling really strong about, passionate about, and you know something's out of alignment or you know something could be done better. You want to honor and speak that truth. And if someone just tries to push you around because you've been timid in the past, you need to realize you're evolving and you don't need to be timid anymore. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Woo-hoo. So let me hear your loud, like, rah!